Hello, party people. I hope you're having a good day. I'm certainly doing my best. Unfortunately, I have a mildly cold coffee. If it was cold, it'd be better. Unfortunately, it's lukewarm. Room temperature coffee is nasty. In any case, we start where we usually start, with the Rumble browser, or the Avast browser, rather. And I'm up to 67 followers on this channel. Thank you all very much. Please do like, share, comment, chat, follow. It's Rumble. I have to remind myself not to tell you to subscribe, because if you're going to send me money, I'd rather you did it on Ko-Fi. Speaking of, if you go over to Ko-Fi and fling me a few bucks on a regular basis, I'll throw your name in the ticker at the bottom, alongside Sadie's Sapientia, who is in chat. Hi, Sadie's. Simon JJ, and Zenrab7. If you want to do so on an anonymous basis, you will get included in the Meringatang Gang, which is also where you would go if you support me through the aforementioned methods of commenting, chatting, liking, sharing, etc. Or if you do send me a one-time payment. Let's see, what else have we got? I think that's it. Yes, wow, e-begging out of the way in a hurry this time. Okay, we start where we always start, with Sic Semper Mentalis. Thus always to dickheads. And today's first dickhead, yeah, teenager spits on the bus driver as he walks by him. Bus driver says, "Fafo." I agree with the bus driver here. A good ass kicking at the right time in his life may keep him out of prison. Shouldn't have been necessary, but sometimes you gotta treat a dickhead like a dickhead.
You fucked up! Fuck wrong with you, nigga? You wanna spit? Nigga, I'll fucking kill you! Wait, are you losing your dad?
I'm laughing because of the position the young man finds himself in at the beginning of the video. Clearly no ability to defend himself, yet he thinks it's okay to spit on random people as he walks by them. Yeah.
That's it! That's it! Stop! Stop! Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Fuck wrong with you? I'll fucking kill you, nigga! You fucking with a real nigga! You fucking with a real nigga! Fuck wrong with you, nigga?
Screaming at the bus driver to do his job. Yeah, put him off the bus. That's what I do.
Whip that motherfucking arm. Whip that right out. He fucked up.
He fucked up. It is absolutely true. You are here. He is, in fact, in the finding out part of Fafo. This is too violent. The boy was being a smartass. No, he wasn't being a smartass. He committed a fucking crime. When you spit on someone, that's assault. What the hell is wrong with you, Linda? You're losing your job, just let him spit on you. If you don't uphold standards, the standards vanish. And then you have no one to blame but yourself. No, these standards exist for a reason. We have codes of conduct between men, and that's what this is, because I'm willing to bet that teenager is 18 or 19. Yeah, no, we have standards and codes of conduct for a fucking reason. And it takes men who are willing to do something about it to enforce them. But you won't do that shit again. Ain't that the truth? Got taught a lesson in manners. Yep. Too bad he wasn't taught sooner. Yes, this is one of the unfortunate parts of this, is that he was not taught sooner. And he should have been. Absolutely should have been. I'm with you. You can say whatever the fuck you want to me, but you spit on me and may God have mercy on you, because I won't. Well, I mean, honestly, I think the driver was going a little far, yelling, "I'll kill you." But to be fair, you do want to put the fear of something into that guy. My poor baby didn't do nothing. Yeah, fuck off, Mark. That little prick deserved every bit of that, yep. Parents never told this kid no or whipped his ass when they should have when he was a kid. So he never learned respect, so I'm good with it. No hitting does not teach respect. Hitting to take control, then sitting them down a while later and talking to them does. If you're talking about spanking when it's your child and they're young, sure. This is in public. This is a stranger. This is actual assault. No, he got exactly what he deserved. And I highly doubt any cop would charge the bus driver. You fucking with a real nigga now? Yeah, he did, and he found out. Yep. That typical hysterical woman bleating in the background. Yep. Attending church not wearing a mask were cause for arrest not long ago. In that context, spitting on someone should be akin to attempted murder. If more punks got their ass beat, there'd be less punks. I mean, he'll be in prison. He won't learn a damn thing. I'm not so sure about that, Bandit. You'd be surprised how corporal correction can really fix a problem sometimes before it becomes a bigger one. Pause that video. Okay, moving on. This page doesn't exist. Let's try that again. Okay. Oh, this one's fun. I almost included this one in the Fandom Friday because it's gamer related, but it's really more dickheadish behavior, so yeah. A bunch of toxic gamer girls messed with a guy. They weren't prepared for what was coming. Yeah. This is absolutely deserved and absolutely shows you why you don't fuck with the boys.
Hello, is anybody home? Hello, I like your bass.
Hi. Oh, thank you.
I saw your friendly sign.
Oh, yeah. We're friendly.
Very friendly.
I'm just wandering around looking for a place to live. Why are you guys surrounding me? Okay,
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Griefing.
I thought you were friendly.
Oh, good boy.
Are you serious?
Good boy.
No, you look good on all
Oh, good luck, little guy.
Okay, that's
it's okay.
crazy. Alright, I'm gonna go get the boys then. You guys are... Okay. Let's go!
Right there when he said, I'm gonna go get the boys, I knew this was going to be fucking fun.
Let's go, let's go! Hey, you guys ready, boys? You boys ready? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go,
Wow,
let's go,
no,
let's
there's way
go!
more than 12.
It's across the river, go, go, go! Fire, boys, fire, fire, take that shit out! That's them! Don't push up, guys, don't push up! Stay distant! Oh my god! Oh my god! Don't mess with the boys! Don't mess with the boys! Don't mess with the boys!
Don't mess with the boys, yeah. Men make a group. Women demand access. Men let women in. Women change the culture. Men leave. Women complain. Cycle of every male space, yeah. From Nintendo Weirdo. I do love my base Japan bros. Girls criticized guys like criticized guys that like gaming for decades. When they realized that gaming is one of the greatest things on the fucking planet, they all of a sudden turned into, the boys are mean and the industry is sexist. We demand equal gaming treatment. Which is exactly what they got in this video. That was the narrative for decades, but it only became a problem when they wanted to play. Typical toxic behavior. Are we ready for that conversation yet, or am I still too soon? No. I will point out the tactics that they used, lured someone in, and then beat the hell out of them. Griefed on them, to use a gamer term. Scummy, to say the least. And it wouldn't have mattered that they were girls. The fact that it was girls just makes it funnier, because they were not prepared for the consequences they were going to face. But even if a group of 3 or 4 guys had done something like this, the outcome would have been more or less the same. Excuse me. Rattlesnake is in and says, hi. Hey man, how you doing? Oh, my chatbot not working? Do a quick chatbot check. Okay, the chatbot is working. It's just removing messages faster than I expected. Yep, how you doing, Rattlesnake? Hope you're having a good day. Okay, for our next dickhead, we come to, from Wall Street Apes. American confronts Chuck Hurley, chair of the Greene County Veterans Services Commission in Ohio, about millions of dollars in missing money. Commissioners were appropriated, $3.3 million. The Veterans Services Commission only used $1 million, $2.3 unaccounted for. And he says to him, you don't know where the money is. You represent the veterans. We want to know where the unspent millions of dollars are. Chuck refuses to answer, says, I'm not talking to you. Greene County collects a dedicated $500,000 property tax levy specifically intended for veteran services. Over a 10-year period, roughly $14 million in veterans was set aside. Tax money has been diverted to non-veteran uses. Yeah, no, this guy absolutely deserves what he gets
I have a
here.
question for you.
I have no comment. I'm not talking.
Where is the unspent veterans money that the Greene County Commissioners have been taking? Do you know where the money is? I know that they give you the amount of money that you asked for.
I am not being interviewed by you.
Do you not know where the money is? You represent the veterans.
Sir, you're not being interviewed. You're being interrogated. In this case, there is a difference. He's not interested in writing a story. He's looking for facts.
We want to know where the unspent millions of
And this is menacing. Intimidation, depending on how you want to view it.
dollars.
Potentially assault with him this close.
I'm not on duty. You're an asshole.
I'm not on duty. Yeah, no, when you're being questioned about embezzlement, I'm not on duty. That one doesn't fly.
I'm not talking to you. You may post that all you want.
That. It shows that you should de-escalate and probably shouldn't be in the position that you are.
Got in my face. We're not.
I am
He got in his face. Project much?
always polite, Chuck.
Also, why is it the bald guys with even that much hair that are assholes?
I'm asking a question. Where's the millions of dollars of unspent veterans money?
Okay, real simple. We are not having a meeting at the moment.
Okay.
I do not have to talk to you, and I'm not.
Well, I'm asking the question.
And I'm not answering.
Last year, you guys were appropriated
Okay.
approximately
I see what you're
$3.3 million. You asked for approximately $1,050,000. What happened to the other $2.3 million the commissioners took? Do you know?
Now, see, if this guy was actually civically minded, he would already know, and he'd already be pissed off. But maybe he's a little bit involved with the gimme-gimmes.
Apparently not. You should be ashamed of yourself for acting like
You
this.
should be ashamed of yourself.
For what? You should be ashamed of yourself. I am rubber, you are glue. What bounces off me sticks to you. Childish. His body language tells you he knows. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Marketect. Punch him in his mouth. We're not trillions in debt, we're trillions in fraud. Yeah. Some other retired veterans like these fellas need to accost him quietly in the parking lot, give him the good news. An administrative chat, off the record, like. Safety meeting. Don't move, you don't get hurt. Yeah, when you call a thief out, they become so unhinged, they get close to the camera. So close to the camera that they should have been punched square in the face. Yeah. He would have been justified pushing the guy away. He was right up in his space. And here we have the Greene County... Or no, sorry, that was the Greene County Sentinel. So here's the Veterans Service Commission. We have... first mosquito of the year. Left to right, James Flatt, Chris Crystal, Chuck Hurley, who we just saw, Sarah Pierce, and Laurel... Laurel. That's an unusual name for a man. Mayor. Army vet, Marine Corps. He's a Marine Corps veteran retired. Semper Fi, apparently not. You know who yells the loudest? Yeah. The barbarians are not at the gates. They're in the gates, inside the gates. They have academic tenure, judicial appointments, government grants, and control of the movies, TV, and other media. God bless Thomas Sowell. Okay. Let's talk about a British dickhead now. This is completely fatal for Keir Starmer. Yeah, that's the dickhead in question, of course. Ollie Robbins has now admitted the Prime Minister personally insisted on appointing Peter Mandelson himself. Got your buddy a job, did you, Piers? I'm sorry, Keir. Sorry, the British assholes tend to blend together after a while. This proves Starmer lied to the public about the security vetting process. Yeah, watch it all the way to the end. Don't really have to. We can just watch the first few seconds of it.
Did the FCDO have a different view about who should be recommended for the posting?
By the time we're describing, it was clear that the Prime Minister wanted to make this appointment himself and had, therefore, I understand that the FCDO was informed of his decision and acted upon it, and via the Foreign Secretary.
So basically, when it was time to put someone in the position, Starmer chose Mandelson himself and basically rushed him in, or pushed him in. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like, yeah. When has he told the truth? Never ever forget, this is what Keir Starmer said after Axel Rudakabana slaughtered 3 little girls in Southport. He did not condemn the attack. He condemned you for being pissed off about it. Yeah, this is short, so we'll watch this.
I utterly condemn the far-right thuggery we've seen this weekend.
Far-right thuggery.
Be in no doubt, those that have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law. The police will be making arrests. Individuals will be held on remand. Charges will follow. And
yeah, you're an asshole, Keir. Rattlesnake says, I fear that America may be doomed by leftist judges. It's looking bad. Let's see. We know they are lying. They know they are lying. They know we know they are lying. We know they know we know they are lying, but they are still lying. Alexander Isayevich Solzhenitsyn. Yeah. I attempted the Gulag Archipelago again not too long ago, and oof, no. Hugh Edwards passes labor vetting to replace Peter Mandelson as U.S. ambassador. I'd be concerned about that too, possibly. If you think Starmer will resign in embarrassment, you have no idea who you're dealing with. It would be the same as expecting our guy, Mark Carney, to be embarrassed by the things that have been said about him and to drop out. It's not going to happen. Right? They had to be removed, ideally at the voting booth. Less than ideally. Okay, from Liz Churchill. Berlin is now uprising. 8-kilometer convoy of furious drivers surrounds the Chancellor's residence. Hundreds blockade the streets chanting, "Mers out," as public rage explodes. I'll give you a taste of it. Yeah, it seems the entirety of Europe is beginning to get the idea that, hey, maybe we should be outside. Let's see here. The time for voting, protesting, and peaceful means has long since passed. Where are you from, Nanya? Because I've seen you post on things before, and yeah. Okay. Much as I love my Ameribros, and I do, shut the fuck up, because you don't know the situation in Germany. Let's see. Ireland. Yeah, Ireland is rising. What the? I don't think they have a very high opinion of MERS. Glad to see the people in Europe are finally fighting back. Go Deutschland, take your country back. Yeah. I love to see this, but unfortunately controllers need the uprising so they can step in with the program. Yeah, this is the thing. That's not chaotic. The protests you're seeing there in Germany, they're controlled. They're not burning everything around them. They're not looting stores. They're standing in one spot, and they are making their opinion very clear. You know, like white people do. Okay, another European dickhead. Is that the last guy? No, he's not the last guy, but he's going to be the last guy today, because that one's funny. From Basil the Great. Farage says X is becoming a dangerous place. He says he's making a British patriotic party. He stands loads of migrants as candidates. People on X point out he's betrayed everyone who had any faith in him. Now he's crying to the lefty media asking for help. Absolutely pathetic.
All be in total uproar, and I've not heard a single person comment on it. It really, really is bad. And X is now becoming a very unpleasant and very dangerous place.
Nigel, are you aware that you just fell into the lefty speech pattern of words are violence? X is a dangerous place. It's a digital platform. If you don't like what's being said on there, you simply go click and turn off your phone or your computer. Yeah, no. You would far rather infringe on everyone's right to speak freely than hear bad words about you, especially when they're justified. I fully expect them to join the Uniparty in calling for restrictions. You can be absolutely sure. As with Canada's Conservative Party, when Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the party, started to be featured by CBC and spoken about favorably, it became very clear, because we have government-controlled media in this country, as you do in the UK, that that would not happen if he was not selected to be promoted. Sorry, got something in my eye. And the obvious reason that they're promoting someone who is conservative, he's a Chino, he's conservative in name only. Rattlesnake, I wish America had its own version of Restore Britain. Yeah, your guys' system is strange. You're not exactly a two-party system, but it's very much only two parties that ever seem to have power in your country. I don't know if there's even... You guys don't have a parliamentary system, so there's no real official opposition position. I mean, it would be great to see another party gaining ground, but yeah, I mean, have you guys even ever had a senator or a congressman, not a president necessarily, but a senator or a congressman who wasn't either Republican or Democrat or, you know, earlier than that, Whig or what have you? Yeah. But yeah, I agree with Basil here. I fully expect him to join the Uniparty and calling for restrictions. Yeah. Pierre Poilievre refuses to talk about abortion. I've never heard him speak about MAID. I've never heard him speak... The only time I've heard him speak about conversion therapy or anything to do with the trans stuff is to be in favor of it. Or at the very least, not to condemn it. Yeah. Is this actually Elon? I think it might be. Farage is the definition of controlled opposition. Yep. Yeah, I think reform, rather, not restore. Reform being a little more prominent in the media is an indication that he is in fact confinement or containment. No different than the Tories. Well, yeah, he's hiring Tories. He's a traitor. Give it a few months, he'll be calling for restrictions. Let's see, what is this? Dylan says, not my PM complaining about free speech. People trying to hang on to control try to prevent it like tyrants. He throws up a graphic rather than a meme. Restore versus reform. And I will point out something as well. They say restore Britain, not restore the UK. Okay? Reform the UK. So this is a change from the current system. Like the underlying connotation, sublingual, I suppose, indicators here. Farage wants to change Rupert Lowe wants to change the way things are. Hence, he doesn't call it the UK, he calls it Britain in the name of his party. Farage simply wants to slightly alter the way things are without changing it. At least that's the way I read it. Rattlesnake says, to be fair, the two big parties are themselves big tent coalitions. I wouldn't be surprised if the coalitions would be broadly the same even if the US had a proportional representation system. Yeah, it would probably just look a lot more like Canada. You'd really just have a bunch of different parties who had mildly different viewpoints. Like the NDP and the Greens are not that far apart. The only reason the Greens exist is because there was a more greater push for environmental awareness. Really, once the Greens started to achieve things like that, and this is one of the things, sorry, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but this is one of the things that politics is absolutely terrible for. Inertia. The absolute inability to realize you have accomplished your goal, you can stop now. Or you have outlived your purpose. The Green Party existed to raise environmental awareness. Good job, you're done. Now we've got carbon tax laws in the country. You can stop now, and ideally fuck off back to the NDP where your communist ass came from. But, as with NATO and the UN, NATO especially, NATO's stated purpose, its mission, was to prevent the spread of Soviet communism. Well, the Soviet Union dissolved almost 40 years ago now. Holy shit. Yeah. It's getting on close to 40 years since the Soviet Union dissolved. Why does NATO continue to exist? What is the giant threat that NATO is protecting us from? Nothing. At this point, NATO is a useless organization, and it should be abolished. And a new alliance can take its place if one is deemed to be necessary. But the same thing holds true with politics, where, especially with the Green Party as a great example, they've accomplished what they set out to accomplish, but they still exist because they don't want to give up privilege and power. The prominence matters. It's the same thing with a celebrity trying to remain relevant, no matter how hard they have to screech for it. Ludacris. I saw Ludacris doing a car insurance commercial the other day. I mean, how desperate are you to remain relevant? And how bad are your bills? Yeah. The online abuse on X equals the truth. Yeah. Who funds Nigel Farage? As DeSmog has revealed, a substantial amount of Farage's income has come from overseas interests, including foreign governments, companies, and donors. Yeah, that's something else we need to do, too, is get money out of politics. Arguably, NATO at least has a purpose with deterring aggression from Russia, but Russia wasn't aggressing on anybody. I know you'll disagree with me, but in the case of Ukraine, they're not aggressing on anybody. They're defending people who want to join Russia. Now, whatever you think of that particular statement is fine, but you have to bear in mind that for years before the Russians actually moved in, the Donbass was being shelled by its own government. Is it any wonder they voted to join Russia? And you have to bear in mind as well, this is more akin to... What would it be more akin to? Okay, let's say the Quebecers here in Canada had actually come from the U.S. Instead of being a French group, they had been an American group. If the analogy here is, if Quebec voted to join the U.S. again, assuming they had the ethnic makeup of Americans, and Canada started shelling them, and then for 8 years they shelled them, and Quebec finally said, okay, screw it, we're voting. They voted to leave unilaterally, and the U.S. then came in and started defending the Quebecers, essentially. It would be more or less the same situation. That's my read of it. The UN, however, I don't see the purpose. No, the UN has no purpose. The UN is an absolute clusterfuck. They just named, Sudan and China to the Human Rights Council. A vote for reform gets you Labour. No, Rishi, a vote for reform gets me the Tories. It's true. Uniparty sellout, controlled opposition. I don't know if he's necessarily their choice, but Conform UK, Fell for It Again award. Yeah, Restore Britain. I do love this. Rambling UK says, fortunately, nobody listens to you anymore, Farage, since you said your party and supporters sold. There's a new sheriff in town. Yeah, I'll throw him a follow. Okay, that guy I'm going to save for last because it's just fucking hilarious. I did mention earlier how men have to enforce standards on other men, and this is a great example of that. This is from Basil as well. I'll pause this. Now, granted, I'm no fan of Tommy or Gavin all that much, but this is a good illustration of why men actually hold other men to standards. More of this, please, he says. A man was chatting on his phone during the interview, and Gavin McGuinness was having none of it and just shouted at him to shut up. Absolutely justified. Yeah, it's a bit of an over-the-top reaction, but it's fucking justified, and it's great to see.
I was getting, as you're talking about, I'll finish talking about Charlie Kirk, because we played
shut up!
We played a moment to Charlie Kirk.
You're at a thing! You're chatting away on your fucking phone! Just shut up!
Now, regardless of the cackling weirdo there, Gavin is 100% justified. 100% justified. If you're at an event that is being recorded and it's a conversation between two people where the sound is being recorded and you're jabbering away on your phone, you're a fucking dickhead and you deserve every bit of being shouted at. I even said, absolutely awesome, men should hold men to proper standards of etiquette. Start platforming real patriots, not little kippa shills. More of Zionist, you're a cuck, Basil, and a traitor to the English. Oh, for God's sakes, man. That's an interesting string of numbers you have there, Robert. Let's have a quick look at your profile, shall we? Now, you're in the UK, supposedly. But, yeah. You're less, well, probably about a year on. Yeah. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, let's have a chat with Eddie Hall. Let's see what Eddie Hall is talking about, shall we? I like Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall is good shit. Or seems to be, anyway. Let's see here. Would you disagree with Britain's strongest man, Eddie Hall? Well, the fact that he's the strongest man in the world, or one of the world's strongest men, means nothing to me. If I disagree with him, I will do so boldly, sternly, and straightforwardly. If he decides to take a swing at me, I'll probably lose my head, but that's beside the point.
Keir Starmer is the biggest fucking cunt on planet Earth.
Don't hold it back.
I'm not going to hold it back. He is a specky-eyed cunt. Honestly, I can't think of any more bloke that's more hated in the UK right now than Keir Starmer. He has backtracked and gone back on so many different things in Britain, and people have just had enough. You know, you speak to the Joe public, everyone's just had enough. The immigration, the taxes, the schooling, this digital ID bullshit. It just bothers.
Someone really needs to get Eddie onto the grooming gang thing, because, yeah, I think when he hears about that, if it's ever actually been presented to him, I think that would change his tone significantly darker.
He's not listening to the people, what the people fucking want, and that's what makes him a bad prime minister. He's not.
It's not that he's not listening, Eddie. The problem is that he's actively going the other way. And I did say, don't hold back, Eddie. Tell us how you really feel. Yeah. Eddie Hall would be a brilliant prime minister. He wouldn't be a politician. I choose to believe this is Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah. We'll leave aside my opinions of Churchill. The fuck? Oh, man. Okay, I've had that one before, so we'll dump that. There is good news out of Britain. Excuse me. The police have finally started to deal with these Antifa folks the way they should. From Liz Churchill. Shocking. British cops finally ripped the masks off of the Antifa terrorists. I've been telling you to do it forever. These are the George Soros tough revolutionaries. These are your children's teachers and NHS staff hiding their dirty secret lives. Yeah. Let's see. This one here. Yeah, watch the reaction here. They do not want to be unmasked. They do not want to have their faces shown. Yeah. Beautiful. And as I said, this is the way. Lieutenant Colonel Sparkles McFuckknuckles, 3rd Battalion at Antifa. the Glamour Division, I guess. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's skipping on me. Why is it doing that? There we are. Antifa Special Ops, Meal Team 6. Yep. How Antifa thinks they look. How Antifa actually looks. Special Forces, yeah. Speaking of military, we'll go on to our next dickhead, who gets treated to exactly what he deserves for what he tries. Tattoo guy tried to, not exactly a sucker punch, but it's pretty close. Like, they're not really squared up like they're going to fight, but yeah. Anyway, the tattooed guy tries to punch an army officer in the face and ends up paying dearly for it. Well, he gets what he deserves. Also, I will point out, he missed, and I'm going to come back to it, because, holy shit, watch the feet. Watch this guy's feet. Also, I think he's wearing... No, okay, that might actually be real shoes, but just watch his feet. When he misses, he throws himself completely off balance. He threw his own punch so hard that he threw himself off balance. How badly did you learn to punch when you were a kid? This is why you should let kids fight on the schoolyard. GETTR is in. Let's see. Rattlesnake. Ukraine wasn't the first Russia targeted? First it was the Chechen Wars. Well, Chechnya was a war of... wasn't there a religious component to the Chechenian thing, if I recall correctly? Transnistrian War, after that the Russo-Georgian War, after that Donbass, and then the full invasion, I suppose. Accrual, it looks like it. It actually looks like it. Oh, the ham. Yes, that canned ham did in fact look like Starmer, did you? You're right. Fucking swipe type. Okay. Yeah, but this guy... Let's... Clearly, this guy never learned how to throw a punch. The other guy, on the other hand, he knows. If you've never been fucking hooked in the ribs like that... yeah. Don't pick a fight when you don't know how to.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh shit! Oh my goodness!
Now, I will point out one thing. It's a bit low to kick a guy in the back of the head when he's clearly out of the fight. But...
Say some shit again! Slap your bitch ass! You little ass girl!
Also, have the dignity to get up and walk the fuck away. Kidney punch combo was brutal. Kidney punches? I don't remember seeing any kidney punches. Hang on, let's go back and have a look at those. Okay, so we've got forward, we've got body shots. A couple of good shots.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh shit! Oh my goodness!
There were no kidney punches in that. I don't know where you got the idea there were kidney punches, but okay. He in fact opened a gigantic can of whoop ass on that kid. I don't know what impresses me more, him landing every punch or him dodging an unpredictable punch in 76 milliseconds. If you're half expecting it, it's pretty easy to get your face out of the way. Also, if somebody doesn't know how to throw a punch, they telegraph pretty badly. And I'm willing to bet that's what this guy did. We'll actually check that too, just to see if he did in fact telegraph it. Oh yeah. You can see here he drops his shoulder before he starts moving. He has no idea how to throw a punch. Oh my God, who slides their foot forward when they're punching somebody? In Hollywood, this is a contact punch. Yeah. We got great body shots, but I didn't see any kidney punches. Yeah, no, there's no kidney punches there at all. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's see what else is said here. Let's see. I don't know if that's English. Oh, that's not. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely, the more you fuck around, the more you find out. Yeah. Does someone from the army know how to fight? It wasn't even a punch. It was more of, looked more like he was trying to slap him than punch him. Just slap him with a closed hand. Let's see here. I approve of this fracas. Yes, that was a good fracas. Works for me. Yeah. I don't know if anybody else remembers Hunter. Let's see. The last time I saw a beating like that was when Conan gave the guy a whack after he stopped pushing the wheel. I think he got the message. Let's hope. What's this? Show original, show translation. I don't know what all this is. That was barely anything. Raising their little hand, playing the victim. One for the dick that got into the rock. Yeah. Boots, boots, boots. Romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Let's see. He deserved to be beaten, honestly. Yeah, don't be disrespectful. Yeah. Speaking of people who deserve exactly what they get, let's move over to this fella. I'm going to pause. There we go. Oh, I didn't quite manage to pause it before you heard the most important part of this particular video. Which, in the later part of the video, I'm not sure that sound actually exists. I suspect it may have been added. Aggressive foreign invader gets humbled. We need more men to stand up to people like this. This guy is called Tough Guy. What do you fucking want?
What do you want? Huh? This wannabe gangster goes to confront these guys for recording and exposing him, but wait to see how he gets humbled real...
Right about here. It was at this point that he knew he fucked up.
Wannabe gangster goes to confront these guys for recording and exposing him, but wait to see how he gets humbled real quick.
What's up, man?
What are you doing, man? Fuck off here. Fuck off, man. Go away. No, go away, bro. I'm staying here, man. You
Don't attack the camera, man. Look at that.
Go away, man. Go away, man.
Good one, Fred. He deserved that.
What the
Don't be a dickhead in someone else's country. You don't know who you're fucking with. 99.999% of the time. Did you see this one yet? Well. No, I did not. Let's see. The little gimp swings back as if it has a blade in his hand. If I heard correctly, he said Zubi. That's a curse word in Arabic. He's a Muslim. He can speak Arabic and be Christian. Just be a dickhead. Did your sound was added. He took an elbow. Yeah, it did look like he hit him more with an elbow, didn't it? Dude is based. Follow his channel. One of the few British patriots left. What is this guy's channel called? Does it pop up anywhere?
This wannabe gangster stumbled real quick.
But yeah, I think you're right, Didger. I think that was more of an elbow shot. It did look more like an elbow shot from the way the body language was. He stepped... Yeah, no, he threw an elbow. Got him in the jaw, too. Real good. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. No sign of what channel it is, though. Does it say from here anywhere? No. GMP probably arrested him, got him a life sentence for hitting one of their wife's boyfriends. Egocentrism makes the third worlder think the recording is all about him. He's stupid enough to believe that and thus ensures it's true. Yeah, you can go to some places, hold up your camera, and scan. And if it's crowded enough, just doing that one scan, you'll have people approach you and say, oh, I don't want to be recorded. Tough move. When and where did this happen? What became of the guy in the hoodie? Let's see if Grok responds. This looks like a fresh viral clip from a public square or park in Bradford, per multiple ex-posts sharing it. The guy in the hoodie is described as a recently arrived Pakistani who got aggressive with people recording him. He confronted the camera guy, got pushed back hard, swore, retreated, ended up humbled on the ground. No arrests, no police reports. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. Let's go back. I mean, I'm not opposed to the Vlad option. Trust me, you only have to impale a few of them. The rest will go home. Yep. He did not get pin slapped. When you have a cool grandpa. Self-defense for women, yeah. Oh, that's a brutal elbow. Let's, oh. That's all we got. It's just that. Oh, man, that hit him right above the ear. Oof, yeah, that'll put you out. That'll put you off your lunch. This is the way, yep. Want more? Let's see. Love to see it. Inbreds deserve to take a dirt nap. All those dirty little cunts need to go. Loads of ha-has. Let's check the probable spam, because sometimes that's pretty entertaining. Act aggressively and make threats? Congrats. You've given up all legal rights and recourse. You are the problem. Acted accordingly in self-defense. Yes. Unfortunately, you sometimes need to get physical with animals for them to learn their lesson. Look at that fucking beak. Yeah. Speaking of, well, actually, we'll reverse that to, some people shouldn't be aggressive. Let me see if I can get a pause on this before it starts. There we go. So, also from Liz Churchill, after assaulting Savannah Hernandez, that's the blonde lady from a while back, if I remember correctly, on video, violent Marxist Chris Ostroshko is now second-guessing living in the U.S. because the backlash is overwhelming. You fucked up in public, got exactly what you deserved for fucking up in public, and now you think you should leave the public. I mean, I'm not opposed to you banishing yourself. Might not be a bad idea. He's now doing a press tour and has started a GoFundMe. To leave the country? Yeah, unpacking the anti-ICE protest in Minneapolis.
Maybe you guys do.
Now, I will point out, this is not him attacking Savannah here. He did come along at some point and simply shove her to the ground. He is significantly larger than her.
Get doxxed, but I don't know if you guys are getting the same type of stuff that we're getting. And it's nonstop. It's hundreds of phone calls a day. It's text messages and them trying to get into all of our social media accounts and contacting our friends, our neighbors.
Yeah, real tough guy. Yep.
Our family.
Yeah. So You're the victim now, are you, Chris? Okay. Yeah. Fucking dickhead. They really went on camera, basically admitted everything, and then showed up on TV acting shocked like they're the victims. That's the playbook. Confess, deny, repeat. Accountability, never heard of it. Yeah. New footage proves Savannah Hernandez's assault was a planned attack. This video captures the dad telling his daughter, blow the whistle right in her fucking ear. Another woman is heard warning him, your daughter is about to throw hands, to what he replies, yeah, I told her to blow the whistle in her ear. So you intentionally, yeah. It is not enough to be passively not communist. We must be actively anti-communist. Yeah. So that was an anti-ICE protest. Chris, piece of advice. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes the reason is you're stupid and made bad decisions. Yeah, Savannah didn't assault anybody. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Who carries something like that to an anti-ICE protest? Yeah. Oh no, anyway, yeah. Let me see. Where are you based, Stickman? Why have you forsaken us in our hour of need? We don't need base Stickman, we just need Antifa frying pan guy. Bunk. Oh yeah, this guy screams stability and victim. Losers like this always look for an opportunity to be a victim, even after being an insane psycho caught on camera. This attention whore was all over Minneapolis during the protests at the federal building. He obviously isn't attracted to women, yeah. I've heard the Lake of Fire is nice this time of year, you putrid, demonic, despicable excuse for a human being. Someday you'll be a resident. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That the last? Yes. So, I don't often have the ability to say this, but this segment is called Thus Always to Dickheads. In this case, it's literal. So, from Military Arms. Rutrow, in his attempt to practice his murder technique, it seems he may have sliced his Wiener Schnitzel. Low intelligence coupled with sharp objects almost always results in self-mutilation. I will point out, there is a reason we started putting sheaths on knives. And this is absolutely fucking hilarious. So he's trying to teach himself to stab. I put a bare blade in his pants and whipped it up. Cut through his shorts. He done cut himself in the dick. White Rattlesnake says, I wish George Soros was arrested under U.S. anti-terrorism laws. Dad of the Year is also a bit of a media darling to the networks. I'm not shocked. Yeah. Yep. Sic Semper Mentallis. Literally in this case, I said. You can ignore reality, but not the consequences. His murder technique. Is that what you practice drawing from... Is that what you call What? Is that what you practice drawing from concealed? Come on, Mac, the guy is pretentious. There's no indication he's trying to practice murder. Okay. He's using a very small target. He's probably going to be aiming for somebody's neck. Never front load your blade. Yep. Laughs an American. Yeah. Well, that guy's probably American, actually. He's probably a felon who's not allowed to own a gun. What the fuck has he got there? Handful of lube? Oh, that might be moisturizer. He probably just moisturized his hands, too, doing that. Before he started doing this. Circumcised versus uncircumcised? I didn't see that right away. Okay. Oh, I think he's going to need some more cream. Yeah. He's going to need something. Hilarious. Damn, that account almost got a follow from me. People with 1 IQ. Yeah, I did follow people with 1 IQ, didn't I? I thought I did. Anyway, moving on. Mayor Fugly Cool. Mac legit wants thought crimes to become a reality, signaled by his phrase, attempt to practice his murder technique. Okay, whatever. Every step forward counts, no matter the pace. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, the only steps he's taken is get that wiener bandaged at the hospital. He's probably going to need a stitch or two. With Soros, I think the laws in question would be the aiding and abetting terror, because Soros is a big funder of Antifa and the John Brown gun clubs. Yeah, but you neglect the fact that a lot of money makes an effective shield. I tend to agree, and with objects that go boom, too. Oh, that's... Oh, no, son. Oh, no. I'm going to pause this for a second. I'll be right back.
Bitch, look, I got that 30 on that bitch, nigga. Yeah, fuck y'all, nigga.
Oh, okay. I can't show you that one. I know it's Rumble, but I still can't show you that one. Just a vasectomy surgery. Just to let you all know, I'm at the hospital, but I'm okay. For a minute there, I thought this was Adam Kinzinger. We all know how proficient he is with weapons training. Oh, yeah. I think they're investigating him. Really? Awesome. Actually, if you want to throw a link in here that indicates that, I'd love to see it. Oh. OP intentionally posts slapstick shit like this because it gets hella views. Whether he actually cut his dick is for you to decide. I'm willing to bet he did. I wish all of the people who act like that would cut their own junk off so they don't procreate. Preferably before they procreate. I can't imagine lancing some ween and still posting there's an extended cut somewhere. Oh, man. Same guy. Oh, what's he done here now?
Don't try me, my body is iron.
You fucking moron. Get your finger away from your eye. Oh, yeah, no, rub it. Rub it. Yeah, that'll work great, yeah. Also, I think they might be right about the fakery.
Don't try me, my body is iron.
Those are breakaway bottles. This is fake. What he got in his eye is resin, so it can cut you, but it's not going to be bad. Yeah, no, those are breakaway bottles. Look at how ragged the edges are on that. Yeah, no, absolutely breakaway bottles. Yeah, Ditcher's having a good laugh about that. Yeah. So, that's why he's stabbing at the same branded bottle there. It's because it's a breakaway bottle. That's probably a fake blade too. Then let's blow that up and see if we can get a good look at the knife. Suspicious handle. Hang on. I think that actually might be a real bottle. Yeah, okay, that's a real bottle. You can't fake that glass tink. Yeah, that doesn't look like a real knife. Like, it might actually be metal. But I don't think it's steel, and I highly doubt it's actually sharp. So yeah, this guy's probably just doing this shit for views. Good on him if he is. Also, is that a gun? Or is that part of something else? Let him move out of the way.
Have a knife.
No, okay, no, it's part of something else. Tripod or something. Let's see. Okay, from Six Emperor Mentalis, we move on to my favorite news segment. It's time for Base Japan. Hopefully it happens. Yeah, it would be nice. Didger says, Assassin School for Special Needs Children. Speaking of assassins, I was flicking through Prime Video earlier today. The only streaming service I pay for. And discovered that they have the old Shokasugi ninja movies. Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, and Ninja 3 The Domination. I'm going to do reviews for those movies, because I haven't seen them in forever. And, yeah, I want to share the goodness. Well, I say goodness, but they're not exactly great movies. They're not exactly high cinematic art, but they're good. Okay. From Base Japan, we have Aging Anarchist, who posts this. I'll throw him a follow. There are actually quite a few foreigners who stay in Japan with respect for the country. Japanese people just like those who lack respect for Japan. Don't follow the rules, disrupt harmony, or are smelly. Now, to be fair, the Asian genome apparently lacks the genes that cause them to smell the way that Europeans do. So, yeah. Lucky them. Also, it's going to make it extremely uncomfortable for me if I ever go to Japan. I tend to be funky. a day without a shower. Generally, I get a little bit of funk. So, yeah. But who knows?
What advice would you give to people who want to come to Japan?
Please learn the culture and the respect. There are a lot of foreigners. They're having a foreigner problem right now with a lot of people coming over here and not being respectful and not saying the correct things and not knowing what to do in certain situations. You shouldn't come over here and act a fool on the train or try to do jumping jacks like it's New York City in the train or try to do prank videos. Japanese people are very sensitive to that kind of thing. Not a lot of people will just tell you to shut up like in America or will be very direct with you. A lot of people will just be here and they'll just look at you. So come over here with respect. Me as a Black American and a lot of other people coming over here from different countries, we are setting an example for the people of our country. When I come over here and I do the things I do and I act respectful, I'm setting an example for myself, for Black people, and for Americans. I want Japanese people to look at my example and to think, okay, this guy Kokujin, this foreigner, he's good. I don't want to do anything crazy like jump up and down on the trains or scream loud at people or just be an asshole to all these people. And then they see, oh, Guy Kokujin, so annoying. You know, you don't...
Okay, so let's see the comments here. You moron who thinks that's fine. Okay. Snarking at each other. That's a lot of the reason I don't visit. I enjoy being outgoing and a bit boisterous, and I can get quite dirty and smelly while fishing. It's called a shower, dude. We can all do it. But it would be rude to walk around Japan like that, so I just enjoy the pictures and videos instead. Now, there's also the possibility here that this person is thinking that there's only cities in Japan. Personally, if I went to visit Japan, I'd want to get out into the country. There's at least 2 woodworkers that I'd love to visit. And I'd love to learn some of the Japanese woodworking techniques. So, there's that too. While critical opinions stand out, I think his mindset is wonderful. Yes. Guy is saying some really great stuff, but he's losing out because of his appearance. He's the obvious guy straight out of a gang movie. If he shaves his beard, ditches the whatever hair, puts on a suit, yeah, he'd be better off transforming into the kind of Black person that Japanese people take a liking to. An intellectual-looking person like Morgan Freeman or the late Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, you know, if you're going to be in a place, you should try to fit into the stereotypes that, or the conventions that those people look for. It is what it is, but, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily force the guy to cut his hair if he's only a tourist. So, yeah. Okay, from Haruka Awake, we have, a few days ago I posted a couple of videos of a Black lady who was kicking trees outside of a shrine and calling Japan ghetto. In response, English. In response, she told, dear God, her 250,000 TikTok followers to find this Haruka Suzumori, and to find my Instagram to expose my identity. She makes many false claims here, which I'll address. The reason that I'm bringing this up is because Haruka Awake, this Suzumori, is the first Base Japan account that I followed when the auto-translation started. Almost all of my posts are in English, so the idea my Japanese is unnatural is wrong. 30% of my followers are Japanese, 70% are foreign. I am not a dude. I have posted pictures of myself here before. I regularly post pictures of my hands, side of my face, which clearly do not belong to a man. I don't post to make money by posting videos. Third-party videos here are demonetized by 90%. Oops. Threatening to track me down is actually illegal in Japan. This is the big part. I have been very clear about who I am. I am an office worker who is from Japan. I often talk about my family, my upbringing, my political and social views. I do not post where I live or my contact info. If this is exposed by you or your 250,000 followers, I will make sure you face deportation. Good girl. Yeah. Good on you. Fight this dirty tactical shit. Merlin is a little more straightforward than I am. TND, he says. She is a dummy for trying to start a doxing war when she's so easy to spot. I really wonder what some of these people are thinking. Yeah. Do you just talk or target the Black lady and ignore the real perpetuators? He got exactly what he deserved for the shit he pulled. Believe me, nobody likes that kid anymore. She thinks she can tell Japanese people how to live and not to have children. Yeah. I feel like I have to put on full combat armor when going to comment with certain Americans and others, but with Japanese speakers I can just relax. It's too bad we have these other people out there. Well, it's the internet. Everybody is a bastard on the internet at least once. Goes to a foreign country, mocks it and its traditions, gets mad when a citizen calls them out. Native. You should say, gets mad when a native calls them out. Tries to get people to commit a crime so she can commit a crime. Cries racism when the consequences inevitably arrive. I don't understand your specific kind of stupid, but I do admire your total commitment to it. Black privilege, the ability to break every law in the country and still somehow remain the victim. Yep. Posted her face and reported her to the Ministry of Justice. Good. She deserves it. Let's see here. Rattlesnake says, I think it would be cool to visit some museums in Japan or perhaps one of their castles. Yeah, I'd love to spend a month in Japan if I could, but I'd have to work really hard to pick up the language first. Also, I think it would be cool to see one of those big Gundams. Yeah, they actually do make... I don't know if they're necessarily life-size, but they do make some big fucking... Yeah, they take their hobbies seriously over there, which is good. Black Lady's a dumb fuck. Parody Miyamoto Musashi. For those of you who don't know, Miyamoto Musashi wrote the Book of Five Rings. He was a samurai years back. Centuries ago. Just your average white boy. Definite weeb. Don't worry about her threats and prosecute her to the fullest extent of Japanese law. She does not represent the majority of American people. She's not American. That's something else. She's not American. Her accent is not American. I don't think so. Let me see. I think there was a video of her talking. I don't think this... I may have her wrong. Oh, well, that's not going to work. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this woman was African, not black. Yeah. I had her on a couple of days ago, I think. Okay, moving further on. This is also from Haruka Awake. And, a video showcases how everything in Japan contains some type of pork and that all drinks are haram. I agree, Japan is very haram. There's pork in the water, in the air, everywhere you look, just pork. Please don't come to Japan. Pause this and start it over full screen so we can see all the graphic. I have a lot of canned coffee over there. I'm gonna love Japan if I ever get there. Anyway, you've got the flavor of it now, and I did respond. I know it's bad, but I just had to run to my nearest vending machine and buy this haram drink. I can taste the pork. I'm sorry, but this just makes me want to come to Japan more now. I heard they even use pork meat in the asphalt for their streets to make it look more pristine. Absolutely haram, if you ask me. I know for a fact that we stamp pork onto your passport. When you come in, we just stamp it on there so you can't avoid it. You become haram being in Japan. Just don't go there if you're a Muslim. It's obviously the best option to be. Listen to this informative video and then go home. Halal haram, halal haram. Yeah, halal haram, halal haram. Yeah. Okay, noted. Here's a good pork dish. Yeah. Suddenly I want pork chops and I don't know why. That's a peccary, I think. Oh, no, okay. This is Japan's national treasure pig, the Uribo. Okay. Learn something new every day. I honestly thought that was a peccary when I saw it. For a second, anyway. Peccaries have a different face. Okay, moving on. From Hara-Hara-sa. To anger right-wing people, tell lies. Yep. To anger left-wing people, speak the truth. This is universal worldwide, right? It certainly seems that way. They were responding to Johannes Kaiser. To anger someone on the right, lie to them. To anger someone on the left, tell them the truth. Author unknown. Yeah. In Brazil, to annoy a leftist, you just need to present them with an employment contract. Jesus. A communist readily accepts being lied to. It is in their nature. Yeah, words don't have meaning. Words simply have uses for the leftist, the communist, whatever you want to call them. This one is also from Hara-Hara-sa. I think that's right. Hota-sa, maybe? Oh, same one. Oh, okay, I had it tagged twice. Never mind. My bad. And this is the last one for our Base Japan segment. Japan's ex-Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba says Japan needs a great reset. Where have we heard that before? In his previous term, he designated 3 Japanese cities as African hometowns and paid them to intermarry. Yeah. Let's see. Rattlesnake informs me that there's a song by Sabaton about Miyamoto Musashi called The Duelist. Thank you. I do love me some Sabaton, but I don't think I've heard The Duelist. Is it newish? Like within the last year or so? Send the Elizabeths to Japan, watch them starve. No. They won't starve. They'll start eating the Japanese. Yeah. So this guy's a traitor. The Great Reset the world truly needs. Yeah, put these pieces of shit in jail. I got the rope right here. I still haven't finished watching the Boondocks. I have to look for that too, come to think of it. I watched like 2 episodes and then I lost the file it was in. It isn't piracy when someone else sends it to you. Okay, now we move on to the comments section. Or as I like to refer to it, the clown part of the show. And we start with this one. Let me just pause that. Black woman is scared because her pilot is a white man. White people actually have to be very qualified, superior qualification, for their work because nobody DEI hires a white man. Your pilot is a white male, and you're hoping and praying that he's qualified. Yeah, be a bit more performative, why don't you? Yeah, fuck off. It's all projection as a reaction to valid concerns. Sure it is. What beeping? We ain't here no beep. Yeah, don't ever make the alarms in the cockpit sound like ceiling crickets or we'll all die. Tell her she's won a cruise. Don't tell her it's one way. Yeah. Clueless hood rat. No one questions the qualifications of just average white people. This isn't a thing. She wants to pretend it is to couch her extreme race. Yeah, she's being anti-white. Everyone on that flight is just hoping Shantisha doesn't chimp out. I saw a DEI truck driver, black guy, almost hit my car driving on 2 lanes on the highway. In white men we trust only. I will remind any YouTube censor that happens to review this, I am quoting the words of others. I am not stating my own opinion. And it does not bother her that a black pilot, for whatever reason, say bad coffee, gets upset and has a ghetto moment at the Waffle House in the cockpit. Airlines offering a $100 upgrade where you're guaranteed a white male pilot. If you can get a break on your Uber for having a woman driver. Yeah. She should be afraid if a DEI pilot was flying the plane with 70 IQ. Fair. Her nose ring says, I like to follow other people's opinions. No, her nose ring says, I am easily programmed. Let's see, what else have we got here? Okay, let's start from the bottom. I've got a lot of these today. Oh, yeah, this is the most retarded question I've heard related to the Alberta separatist movement. Honest question from Captain Canadian. Is the Alberta separatist movement nothing more than a white supremacy movement? The evidence of my eyes and ears say it is so. What fucking evidence, dude? Honest answer, no. This is the problem with seeing the world through the lens of your own assumptions. White supremacy is just a racial slur used by low IQ retards. Absolutely. I think I'm already following Red the White. Yep. Not that bright, I guess. Yep. Everything I don't like is racist. This movement existed for many, many decades. It's rooted in a disdain for mistreatment from the East, a tale as old as Confederation. That's another thing I wanted to bring up. People keep referring to Canada as a confederation. We are not. We are a federated country. A confederation is an association of equals, kind of like the U.S. It's a bit different, but the U.S. is closer to a true confederation than Canada is. Canada is a federated state. That means that the federal government has the power, The rest of us are just, the rest of the provinces are just subordinate. Let's see. Everything I don't like is racist. This movement existed for many, many decades. I read that. Well, I definitely don't like Marty, so I am a Marty up north, who I do believe I'm following. I am a racist prick. Recent immigrants to this country have incompatible values, and I do everything possible to make them feel uncomfortable. Good. Encourage them to leave. Partially, yes, some racist undercurrents exist. Okay, you're a fucking idiot. Let's see. Nicole's in Alberta. I'd like to know what evidence to which you are referring before answering. If you provide no evidence, then the answer is no. And the response is to retweet something that probably had nothing to do with Alberta separatism. I saw that tongue-in-cheek post about Alberta's out-of-control population growth, mainly by cultures not very compatible with our own. He is not a leader of SFA, SFA, I'm not sure what that is, or Alberta independence. Marty is a private sector citizen whose proud Alberta outdoorsy posts resonate with hundreds of thousands. Any evidence? One tweet, that's all he has. His Exhibit A is actually an irrelevancy. From Nana Canada. Blaming the Liberals entirely for the floor crossers is actually not fair. You're right. Oh, give me just a second, guys. I have to put my headset on. I think there's some company. Okay, I can put the mic back out of the way again. Rattlesnake. Sorry, no, Didger. Didger says, Canadian White Surrender Monkey is Canadian White Surrender Monkey. Yes. The U.S. is a federation as well. It's a little different with the U.S. Yeah, there's national laws, but the states can override them in some circumstances. So anyway, from Nana Canada, blaming the Liberals entirely for the floor crossers is actually not fair. 4 Conservatives chose to disregard what their constituents voted for and joined a party with polar opposite values. You're cute. It could have been any one of the CPC candidates you voted for. Perhaps all politicians are just horrible. Look at that, the beginning of understanding. Food for thought. Western societies used to have the good sense to view politicians as necessary evils. Polar opposite views. The real blame belongs with the voters who have no idea what they're voting for. There are almost no significant differences between the Liberals and Conservatives, the Chinos, beyond meaningless slogans that never translate into policy differences, let alone action. Absolutely. Excuse me. From Ken Weeb. Or possibly Weeby. I'm not sure how they pronounce it. And I've heard different people with that spelling pronounce it differently. What do people expect when all political parties are corrupted systems that simply do not work? Yep. They were actively courted, though. It wasn't spontaneous. Also true. 2 wrongs do make a right. Okay, sure, whatever. How do you describe yourself? Curious by nature, common sense and truth junkie, tired of the gaslighting. If you still defend the LP, well, at least you're anti-liberal. Though it seems you're pro-conservative, which is also a bad choice. What the hell just happened there? In Canada, the College of Physicians and Surgeons Ontario are telling staff not to record maid deaths as maid deaths. Yeah, that's from Odessa Orlowich via Amanda Achterman. The CPSOCA, that's the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario, reiterates its policy of it's one of those days, falsifying euthanasia death certificates. The certificate cannot include any reference to MAID or the medications administered. When completing a medical certificate of death for a person to whom MAID has been administered, the illness, disease, or disability leading to the request for MAID is to be recorded as a cause of death. So people are going to start dying from depression, are they? The certificate cannot include any reference to MAID or the medication administered. That's not fucking dark either. As someone who sells life insurance, I can't believe CPSO is advocating for this. Within the first 2 years of getting a life policy, suicide negates any payout. Them doing this will have people taking up massive policies right before they gently off themselves. Or their family members. Because death via MAID is an indictable offense. In the criminal code, it's called criminal homicide and is against the law in both the USA and Canada. Counseling or aiding suicide. It was a voluntary eugenics plan laid out long ago. Yeah, it's 97% white people dying. Come on. Did your sweet fuck all? Yeah. What was the thing I was? Oh, yeah. Okay. Is suicide a criminal offense in Canada? It actually is, or at least was last I checked. Suicide is not a criminal offense in Canada. The act of attempting suicide was decriminalized in 1972. Okay, I must have been reading an old law book then. Regardless, yeah. Imogen Loinachan says, I can't find that. I found this. Consistent with CPSO's medical records documentation policy, where applicable, physicians must include the following in the patient's record. Request for MAID, documentation demonstrating that the eligibility criteria and relevant procedure safeguards were met, copy of any written arrangement, copy of any report made to the office, the medication protocol used, time and date of the patient's death. Yeah, but that doesn't speak to what's wrote for cause. What's the rationale for excluding? Died of not being able to afford a wheelchair ramp. Oh, yeah, that was a fucking egregious thing. Let's see. The death certificate cannot reference MAID or the drugs administered, must record the disability leading to the request as the cause of death. Wow, so cause of death listed as ADHD, autism, and seasonal affective disorder. What a timeline. Yeah. MAID is the cause of death. Wow, they are not only killing people, but cooking the books to make it look like they aren't killing people. Yeah. Don't forget all that lovely organ harvesting they're doing. Completely devoid of conscience. Yeah. They are soothed by the belief that their actions are righteous. Or, in the case of the two doctors with the biggest body counts, they're fucking psychopaths. Canada's becoming Nazi. We're in the Weimar stage. You know what happens after Weimar. Yeah. Truth has no place in today's Canada. Insurance fraud. So evil and unethical. Wait, it's the liberals. Yeah. Okay. Korean man exposes something. Give me a second here. I'm going to pause that video, and I saw a check come in, so.
And conservative political strategy.
Wow. Okay. Let's see here. SFA. So, sweet fuck all. Okay, I understand now. Yeah. Not recording maid deaths as maid deaths is a sign they know what they're doing is wrong. Rattlesnake says, I sent you something kind of funny as well as a Sabaton song in Discord. Okay. Depending on how funny that is, and whether or not my system crashes when I try to open Discord. Let's see what we've got here. God. Oh my. If you make garlic bread with blood, it is the ultimate prank for vampires. Nice, nice. Oh, thanks for the link there too. I'll throw that up in my watch later list here now. Much as I love Sabaton, I'm not going to let a note of that play if I can avoid it. Because I already get blocked in enough countries and subjected to enough copyright bullshit. Okay, oh, speaking of which, you'll notice the Slovenian flag has now moved. That's because next to it, and I don't know if I can pull it over far enough for you to see, yeah, that's the British flag. That's the last copyright claim I successfully fought. So yeah, the line of trophy flags grows. I don't like the fact the West is in the Weimar stage, says Rattlesnake, because I don't want to repeat what happened in Germany. I mean, you have to reset somehow. And yeah, I don't like the idea of all the violence in the street, but we're getting that anyway, so yeah. So Korean man exposes Islamic Sky News while wearing bacon. Exposes Islam Sky News while wearing bacon is kicked off air.
Ryan Williams, also known as Korean online and conservative political strategist.
Well, I mean, the reason I've got bacon on my shoulders is because the terrorists are a charming lot, and they threaten to behead me every single day. So a little bit of protection. But I've got to say, I'm from the UK. We have the threat nearly every single day from Islam invasion. Our second biggest city, Birmingham, is already majority Muslim. Our mayor of London is Muslim, and the new Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, is Muslim. And I just have a very clear, simple message to Muslims, which is stop worshipping a pedo warlord who's the Bonnie Blue of the 7th century, sleeping with 30 Al Zouk men, who married a six-year-old and slept with a 9-year-old. And there's only one culture that pours acid on women's faces. There's only one culture that makes women cover their faces so other men don't rape them.
Yeah, well, and I think it's important. We do have to apologize for what we...
Of course they do. Let's catch the apology. He got kicked off. No, I'm not sure.
We do have to apologize for what was just aired, those comments earlier, but we're going to continue now with our...
Wait, which part? You apologizing for the fact that he outed a bunch of elected British officials as Muslim, or the fact that he called Muhammad a pedo warlord? Which is true from a certain point of view.
Interview with Joey.
Yeah. Good on you. Only traitors help invaders. True. The Brits gave up their guns. Now their government gets to put them in jail for yelling, "We love bacon." Yep. Oh, hang on. There's something here about wearing bacon. Wearing bacon. Here we are. Wearing bacon is to stay away from Islamists. It's like wearing garlic necklace. Stay away from Dracula. Yep. I give you another tip, my man. Douse those bacons with alcohol for extra protection. Bacon and spirits are like crossing garlic to those vampires. I wonder what rum-soaked bacon tastes like. You could probably flambe it. Oh, rattlesnake. Kind of makes me wonder if we will see an American equivalent of a Frycore. It's a good question. Speaking of good questions, I meant to put this one in my lols section, but I haven't got the opener for that yet, so this one's worth putting in. So the room is completely engulfed in flames, and you can only save one. You have the choice of Mark Carney, Justin Trudeau, Doug Ford, I think it's Doug, or Donald Trump. What do you choose? And I'll give you guys in the chat a few seconds to give me a vote. We'll do it this way: 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 for Carney, 2 for Trudeau, 3 for Trump, 4 for Ford. And I'm not sure how much of a lag there is on this, so you'll give it a few seconds here. Oh, I can hit my vape while I'm waiting. Yeah, I can't inhale that stuff, but it's good enough. Yes, I have heard the song about the Yamato. Thank you, Rattlesnake. Just waiting for those votes to come in. There we go. Didger says Trump, baby. I mean, that's going to be the expected response from most Canadians anyway. But, yeah. Some of the responses here are pretty good. Waiting on Rattlesnake to give us a response here now. I'd block the door for the other ones. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to move on. I can't hold out forever, I guess. Daniel Brisson says Trump. The one with the worst hair and double the IQ of the other three. Yeah. Yukon Strong says myself. Wasted Canadian says, what fire? I don't smell anything. I'd save the guy with the potential to give me the most money as a reward. Fair point. Trump says James Vanderlip, the guy who's saving the world. James Woods, we will never have by every good measure imaginable a president as great as Donald Trump. That's an old tweet from quite a ways back. Rattlesnake would save Trump as well. Okay. I don't know where my response to this went. Okay, let me hop back here and see if I can find my response to it. I have to go a ways down to find it, though, because, well, yeah. Shouldn't be too much. Okay, I didn't see it then. This is something else as well. This one, I didn't realize I had even put this on the list. I think some of these are older now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got a bunch of old news stuff here now. So this is a real picture of Ireland's current Minister for Defence, Helen McEntee. She is in charge of Ireland's military right now. Yeah, it's like putting Chrystia Freeland in charge of a fucking primary school. The Irish military is expected to side with this woman over the people of Ireland right now. No, I'm reasonably sure the Irish military does what every other military on the planet does. Basically voices an oath to the people of the country. I pray for a full-scale revolt by the military. Can anybody identify this flag for me? I know it's a pride flag, I just don't know what the extra shit on it is. And I did ask someone else, she probably can't even tell you. Wonder if the AI could. Yeah. I said to Grok, what flag is the woman in this picture holding? It appears to be a rainbow with a star. Grok came back with, it's a pride flag, rainbow design with large multicolored star emblem in the center. Yeah, that's not the standard pride flag. Try again, and it didn't. So, yeah. Tis what tis. Okay, this one. Some fucking savage has been doing some interesting shit. Oh, no, this isn't what I was thinking it was. My apologies. I thought this was the bacon on the beef. Brookfield bought a cattle cloning company. Cloned beef was supposed to go unlabeled. I reported on that a while ago. So who's cloning the cows Canada won't label? Question 1. Who's cloning the cows? Transova Genetics, the #2 cattle cloning company in North America. They clone elite bulls, duplicate embryos, and sell semen/embryos straight into commercial feedlot supply chains. Cloned offspring, raised, slaughtered, sold as regular beef. Who owns Transova? In July 2022, Brookfield Asset Management, Canada's biggest alternative asset manager, about $900 billion per annum, I guess, bought 49% of the company for $250 million. The remaining 51% still owned by Precigen, formerly Intrexon. So that's sourced from the Brookfield press release. Who profits from cloned offspring beef entering the food chain with no labels, no disclosure. Brookfield made a $250 million bet on cloning tech. BlackRock and Vanguard are passive holders via Brookfield. Consumers unknowingly pay natural beef prices for meat that may not be natural at all. Brookfield CEO Bruce Flatt called biotech the next infrastructure. Mark Carney is a significant investor in Brookfield. Yeah. Okay, I have to show you this monstrous thing because it started to blow up. It's from a couple of days ago. The gay Nashville couple who purchased a 6-week-old baby boy are continuing their mockery of the child in a new video, calling the baby homophobic for making a face when one of the men tells the baby he has 2 dads, and even agreeing with commenters that they should throw it away. Yeah. Baby asks for mama, and they laugh at it. They think it's funny. I think it's time to call CPS. When you realize the only way that this ends is when people start doing things you can't post about online. Yeah. Oh, and apparently I'm back. Yeah, Brookfield is the BlackRock of Canada, you're right. Let me see. What is going on with OBS? I did freeze and lost that. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. We don't want to get into that. Don't care about that. Celebrity news. This is interesting. The whole climate thing, of course. From Claude K7, gets a follow. Let's clear the air. Canada has passed 0% of carbon emissions. It has something called the boreal forest that absorbs the CO2 from the air to release oxygen we need to breathe. Let that sink in. Sorry about that. That'll clear your friggin' sinuses. Setting the record straight. Canada has 594.7 billion trees, and only 25.7 billion trees needed to capture all of Canada's CO2 emissions. We're basically cleaning the air for the whole fucking planet. Yeah. On top of that, we have our numerous ponds, which absorb even more, and we don't contribute any CO2 emissions globally, and in fact help to absorb that produced by others. Yeah. Deathloop. No, I'm back. Video was infuriating, and this video was infuriating. Okay, that came up twice. Yeah. Yeah, the video of the two monsters who purchased a baby. Yeah. But, you know, child trafficking is perfectly fine if the gays do it. The NHS has ordered staff not to use the phrase, "it's raining cats and dogs," in fear of upsetting people from other cultures and religions. Which one? One. Britain has gone absolutely insane. Yeah, they're off their fucking heads. Funny British idiom, "it's raining cats and dogs." Yeah. Brock says it's pissing down outside. Fun fact, people who own dogs and eat bacon have a lower chance of marrying a 9-year-old. That is true. Making the imperial system, Britons. Using the imperial system, Britons. Yeah. Also, that's BRITONS when you're talking about the people. Oh, let's see what this one is. Somebody in a suit. Defending himself. Oh, you mean shooting a 9-year-old girl in the face? Because that's, yeah. Georgia black teen sentenced to 70 years in prison, according to Black News, for defending himself at a Walmart. He shot a little girl in the face. You cannot hate the journalist class enough. Anti-whites always use the least representative, angelized photo from the one day he might have gone to school. Mainstream deleted this pic from CNN, MSN, etc., but they neglected to clear search engine index snippets. Here's the latest pic of Adrian Jelks. A deadly argument in Walmart ended in gunfire, and this piece of absolute trash ended up shooting a little girl in the face. Why is everyone under this post such bad faith actors? The little girl wasn't the target, and he was in a confrontation with another team, which is why it is stating he was defending himself. From Ireland. I'm going to have to dump a bunch of these, I think. Okay, hundreds of police officers across Ireland are calling in sick to work because they refuse to break up peaceful protests. We are witnessing a major revolt against the Irish government. Respect to those brave officers for standing with the Irish. Yeah, absolutely. 400 Gardaí called in sick. So many of us here in the U.S. praying for you all. We love our American cousins. Yeah, it's nice to see that. Yeah, I wrote 1984 as a warning, not a fucking instruction manual. Yeah. We have protests from England as well. Powerful scenes in Manchester this afternoon. Thousands of patriots have taken to the streets marching with Britain first. The British public is finally opening their eyes to the madness taking over the country. The awakening is real. I don't know what that one is. That might be the Manchester flag. Hang on. Let's find out. It is not. Maybe it's the county flag or something. But yeah, you love to see stuff like this. I'm always suspicious of people who cover their faces at protests, though. And sadly, meanwhile in Canada, yeah. What have we got here? Oh, this one. This one's nice and monstrous. This is also from Britain. Didger says, I gotta get back at it. Thanks for the stream, bud. Cheers. Yeah, take it easy, man. I'll be... Oh, wow, it's already 3 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be done soon. Let's see. England is run by a bunch of retards. Yeah, pedophiles are being allowed to record bedtime stories for children from behind bars in a prison podcast studio. What the fuck? Yeah. I believe that's in Australia that that's happening. We got here Malema. We already know he's in jail. Speaking of people who should be in jail, more monstrous. Oof. From Redux, and I'll throw them a follow. A Canadian LGBT activist and the founder of Innisfil Pride has appeared in court on charges of sex trafficking. Jake Tucker, who has a baby he obtained through surrogacy, child sex trafficking, with his husband, is also facing sexual assault charges. Yeah. So the one gay guy who buys a baby girl and turns out he's a sex trafficker who pimps out females. Remarkable. If it was only one, it wouldn't be a problem. Surrogate mother is just as responsible. No. No, you don't get to say somebody who's desperate enough to sell one of their own babies is responsible. What is this? Halal slaughter. We're going to skip that. No. Skip that. Skip that one. Okay, this is going to be the last one today. Get rid of the rest of them. Because this one made me laugh so hard. Come on. How much crap have I got built up in here? That's what happens when I don't stream for a couple of days. End up with a load of stuff that ends up going out of date really fast. Okay, let's get the story and then I can clear that folder later. So, Japanese engineers. Yeah, you saw that right. Japanese engineers developed a sword tip visualization system for the Fencing World Championships, and it makes fencing look absolutely incredible to watch. My response: this is as needless as the glowing hockey puck from a few years ago. This, like the laser puck, if you guys remember that, and they might still use it in some places. The whole point of the laser puck was because, oh, it's hard to follow the puck on the ice. Yes, because a black circle on a sheet of white ice is hard to spot. This is also retarded, as far as I'm concerned. But the whole point of the laser puck, probably the same as this, was to make the sport more accessible to people who weren't necessarily fans of it. And it's not a bad choice. And this is actually a really nice match. I don't think it's necessary to put the impact marks on, though. It doesn't need to have sparks. Yeah, that was a good lunge. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to end that here. And hopefully get rid of...
Okay, that was far left Congress.
Go away. Go away. Go away. Oh, and Afghantina's been arrested for raping goats in France. Let's see. New access to information request reveals hundreds of Canadians died after COVID-19 vaccination. Didn't really need the confirmation, but it's nice to have it.
What?
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I am going to end the recording here. If you would like to support me in what I do, you can flick me a few bucks on Ko-Fi. Otherwise, you can share, chat, like, comment, all those wonderful things. If you're watching in the future and you would like to see what I do other places, you can use any of the socials to find me. Gander is still currently in closed beta. It was supposed to have been in open beta last month. I don't know if they're ever actually going to open the beta. It doesn't look like there's a lot going on that platform. And what is going on is so laced with soy, it gives you fucking tits. But I'm not 100% sure I'm going to stay on that platform. I'm waiting to see what happens when they go into open beta, but we'll see. Other than that, yeah, I will be back in a few minutes to do some gaming. Obviously, I will be playing some Fallout. And yeah, if you're watching in the future, or if you've watched all the way to this point, thank you very much for your time. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you continue to have good days. And as always, rise and rise again until lambs become lions. Bye-bye. Also, thanks to Digger and White Rattlesnake and Sede Sapientia for popping into chat. I deeply appreciate the support. And as I say, I will